Welcome to the second part of the invasion of the Gauntlets by the Frightful Four. We've got the second half of the Frightful Four, which, if you remember, I'm only playing the commons through the rares without the Prime, the Punisher figure. And last time, I did play Trapster, Hydro Man, Thundera, Living Laser. This time around, we have Wizard, Sandman, Claw, and Medusa going up against the stealth-busting Fantastic Four, being led by Invisible Woman and that trait that she has, so they can continue to pound away against characters that are trying to hide. But, you know, kind of just going over this team before we get started playing the Frightful Four. I was just going over the characters because I don't know if I've mentioned this in previous beginnings or intros for the Gauntlet, that since I recently got my Fantastic Four case, I still haven't delved too much into what these characters can really do. So, you know, when I paired these randomly, the Frightful Four, and you know, from what happened in the previous installments of the Gauntlet, the Frightful Four didn't do too well, obviously. And looking at these new Frightful Four, these four, the ones that you're gonna see right now, they actually look a lot better. I like Claw's and Medusa's traits, which give them energy shield deflection and shape change respectively. And Wizard here has a very cool special power that he has on his top two clicks: Leadership, Outwit, Perplex. And when he uses Leadership, if he rolls a 4, I can choose Outwit or Perplex, and he can use that power again. So we've got quite a potent combination of 4, and this will definitely help give me some insight on what I'm probably going to do with this team, because they didn't have a great performance last time against Dr. Fantastic, seeing as how they have a glaring weakness against close, they have a glaring weakness in close quarters, in close combat. So I'm thinking that maybe, the new Fantastic Four that the Invisible Woman has as a trait, it may help shape this team a little more, in that I'm going to start looking for some options here to put on the side for them right now. And when we get this match started, you're going to see which 4 I chose, and I'll go over why I chose them. So let's get this match started and see which 4 figures I'm going to choose for Invisible Woman's trait. So here we go. Here we've got the substitute Fantastic Four. Just further analyzing the Frightful Four team. The current team, which is Invisible Woman, Spider-Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Ghost Rider, may have a difficult time dealing with them because they are, well, I don't want to say all of them, because Spider-Man can actually switch from close to range pretty efficiently. He's got decent attack values, damage, and stuff. And Mr. Fantastic, of course, having 3 range, doesn't really have much options to make range attacks. So these two characters are a little more close combat oriented. And Ghost Rider's short range of 5, which can be increased to 6 with the shield team ability, is also decent. However, we learned from last time that decent in close combat is not good enough, because the Thing and Wolverine just tore them up. And looking at the Frightful Four, they're not as strong close combat oriented as the Thing and Wolverine are. But because they have energy shield and shape change, if I'm with a more range oriented team, I have to get around 2 obstacles: shape change and energy shield. So if I use more close combat oriented figures, I don't really have to worry about their energy shield playing too much of a role here. Especially considering Human Torch here can do damage without even having to roll for an without having to roll for an attack. With his flame trail, once per turn for all characters with this trait, when Human Torch moves, after resolutions, choose a character he moved through or adjacent to and deal it 1 penetrating damage. And so he doesn't have to necessarily make an attack to be able to deal damage, is what I'm trying to say. And coupled with poison, just adds to his utility in close quarters. So I'm going to make the difficult decision here to swap out the Fantastic Four because of Invisible Woman's traits. Form the new Fantastic Four. At the beginning of the game, which we are, you may replace up to 4 friendly characters with the same number of characters from your sideline on their starting clicks. All replacement and replaced characters must have the Fantastic Four keyword and different names. The total points of the replacement characters can't exceed the total points of the replaced characters. We're making an even 300 point swap because Black Panther is on his red starting line. His blue starting line, which is 50 points. We got to this Black Panther for his outwit. Needed a little bit of some support powers in here, considering Hulk and both Hulks are your typical bruisers. Red Hulk does have leadership, which is great. That's going to help out the Green Hulk, since Green Hulk's going to be carrying him around thanks to his trait, the new Fantastic Four. He allows him to carry 1 character. And I say it's a difficult decision because if this just kind of shows me that things aren't working out, unfortunately, for the other team I had, which is this team, which is Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. But it also, kind of gives an opportunity for some new characters to make their way into the Gauntlet here. Now, they did get initiative, so they are going to take their turn first as well. So let me go ahead and set these up. So here we go. I hope that this is also an improvement in audio quality. I have mentioned before that I do have to be moving around, and unfortunately the mic is stationary. However, as mentioned, I am slowly but surely building my home studio up to get things much nicer for you all. So thanks for hanging in there. Slowly but surely, we'll get this done. Let's get moving here. Starting with the Hulk. That looks like a good spot. We've got some blocking terrain, keeping him safe. Hulk is getting +1 to his defense if they decide to make a range attack, which he starts at 18, meaning that they'll have to try to hit a 19 defense, which is not impossible, but it is a little difficult. Human Torch is going to follow in kind. Park himself right next to Green Hulk. Put Black Panther in front of him because Black Panther has stealth. So while even though if I were to expose Human Torch, he has energy shield, Wizard over there has Outwit and could possibly use Outwit twice. So we don't want to leave Human Torch too exposed. Black Panther here is the more expandable piece, the more expendable piece. Not expandable, expendable. For obvious reasons, he's 50 points. He's really here for his Outwit and stealth. Besides that, I mean, maybe to trigger a Fantastic Four heal. If it gets to that. And Red Hulk over Green Hulk. That was a tough right there. That's a tough one. Here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't really have a choice. Because I feel that Red Hulk may be a little more valuable here. Because he has leadership. He's able to just keep trying to take tokens off of Human Torch or Hulk or Black Panther. Doesn't need objects to do good amounts of damage in the beginning. It's got poison as if he needs it, but he has it. They're both pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But right now, I think the leadership is gonna be more useful. However, I can't switch them to put Green Hulk in front because I'm limited by his movement. That's as far as he can go. And honestly, since this is a close character, I don't want to put him further back if it means keeping him safe. I'd rather be a little more risky with him. He's not totally he's not totally defenseless. He has Invincible, which, yes, it can be outwitted, but then he still has 18 defense in hindering, which is 19. They still have to try to crack that. Which, with Team Probs, is not too difficult to kind of negate an attack here or two. Oh, I forgot to roll for deployment roll. That I did forget to do. I rolled for initiative, but 4 and a 4, they rally, but they didn't have tokens to start with, and frontline finesse, which they moved in the correct order, so no harm, no foul. Let's go over to the Frightful Four. This is their deployment roll. 5 and a 4, frontline firepower, which they're all at 75 points, so it doesn't matter who moves first and who moves second and who moves third. So, advantage, Frightful Four. Here we've got the Frightful Four. Didn't go too much in depth with them in the beginning. Because I'm not joking that this is the first time I am playing these figures. Got my case, I think, around January, maybe December. I forget. And the Frightful Four here, the first match, I thought I was going to be very disappointed with him. However, I think 3 of the key pieces that may be required to make a decent team are on this team. So the Fantastic Four, I think, has their work cut out for them. We'll see. I may be wrong. I may be overhyping the Frightful Four yet again. Okay, well, I'm still going to roll for the leadership power that Wizard has. Because, depending on your skill level, you may not know this. That Intellect to Spare gives him leadership, outwit, perplex. Here, let me put the card in frame here. So it gives Wizard leadership, outwit, perplex. When he uses leadership and rolls a 4, because it's Fantastic Four, get it? Frightful Four, get it? You don't get it. When he uses it in rows of 4, he can use Outwit or Perplex another one, depending on, and depending, of course, on which one you choose. I like the fact that it lets you choose. It doesn't choose for you. So like right now, I didn't roll a 4, I think. I rolled a 1. Yeah. Okay, but if I had rolled a 4, I may have chosen Outwit, since it's very likely I'm not within range to get an attack off. So there's no reason to use Perplex unless I'm going to use it defensively. But using Perplex defensively is sometimes a little gamblish. You're gambling. It's too random. Whereas Outwit is a hard counter. You get rid of that power because you don't want them to use it against you. However, they have Black Panther, who also has Outwit. So in turn, Wizard should actually be careful of Black Panther. Isn't that funny how this game works out? A 75-point character has to watch out for the 50-point character because Black Panther has stealth. In an Outwit match, Black Panther has the advantage because Wizard does not ignore hindering terrain, and that means that he won't be able to see him. That means that Black Panther can target that special power, remove it from Wizard, not even have to worry about it, and that's bad. We don't want that to happen. We want to keep our valuable 75-point character away from that 50-point character that we don't want him to outwit us right now, the Frightful Four. I hope I'm making sense. Sometimes I feel like I don't make sense. If I don't, please feel free to leave a comment asking me to clear something up and timestamp it. That way I can remember, because sometimes these things run pretty long and I forget some of the things I say. Anyways, let's get back to it here. Well, hello. Wizard has a 7 range with running shot. Now, he does actually have enough reach to get to the Red Hulk. But let's look at our options here. I don't have, outside of the Wizard, I don't have any way to bring up his attack or try to force a reroll in case I miss, unless I use Theme Team. So I'm already not in a great position to set up an attack. I need an 8, which is slightly more difficult than a 7. 7 being the most probable number you can roll. 8 being right above it. And so that's what I'm saying. It's not terrible odds. 8 or higher. Yeah, so if I do that, that means that someone is going to have to jaunt on over, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'd have to position myself here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meaning that he can't carry anyone, because that's already 6 squares. And that's the maximum range he can use running shot at. And none of the characters here can go over that blocking terrain or through it, because they don't fly. They don't have improved movement blocking outdoor blocking terrain. So well, Claw. Oh, but you know, someone like Claw, who he can teleport through that, but then I can't use him for a Theme Team probability control if I were to use him in that manner. So it feels kind of a lost cause to make an attack here and leave Wizard exposed to Black Panther. So we're going to take this nice and easy here. Try to go around the corner. Set up maybe a counterattack with Medusa and Sandman. Set up Claw for some good sniping position because he's got ranged combat expert. Gonna carry Sandman. Sandman has charge. He's the only one with a close move and attack power, such as charge. That means that without an action token, he's free to act next turn without taking pushing damage. So, let's look at a character like Medusa. Medusa here, in order for us to try to maximize her potential, we got to look at her, the malevolent mane of Madame Medusa, which gives her plasticity and giant reach 4, and opposing characters within 4 squares and line of fire consider Medusa adjacent for the purposes of breaking away. So this is as far as Medusa can reach, right here, on her own, without any perplex buff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 square shy of being able to draw line of fire to Red Hulk. And, you know, on my turn, of course, I can't see Black Panther because he has stealth. But on their turn, stealth turns off. Or you can't use it. I don't think it turns off. But and then Medusa will have a line of fire to him. And he'll be forced to stay still within 4 squares. Or break away because he'll be within the 4 squares. And she has stealth. So she can stay hidden there. There's no way that Black Panther can outwit her plasticity. Because she has stealth. That means they'd have to try and waste an attack on getting rid of the object. If they try to target Medusa, she's got shape change. So I definitely think it's worth spending that perplex to boost up her speed. So she can make the run to the object. Because on her own, she would be 1 square shy. And with Wizard's perplex, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is perfect because... well, his range is 7, but he was still able to reach her on 6 squares in the starting area. So now we got half of that team locked down, thanks to Medusa and Wizard working together like a well-oiled machine. And the Claw, what are we going to do with you, Claw? You know, I'm going to position him here. If these lanes right here, I'm not saying lines, I'm saying lanes, stay clear, which is a firing lane. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, it's a perfect diagonal to almost everything here on the left side of the blocking terrain, which is great because there's a lot of clear terrain. And Wizard, you know, right now is in his way, but I'm hoping that maybe he'll have to move. So Claw can get some ranged combat expert damage in. In the very least, I can at least carry him around now that he's adjacent to Wizard, and Sandman will more than likely be let loose to wreak havoc. I kind of regret my positioning choice with Wizard, not placing him over here. Or maybe brought the Sandman closer. The Sandman. Anyways, let's go on to the Fantastic Four. Here is their deployment roll. 3-1. Conservative tactics. The only ones that can take actions are those without action tokens. This Black Panther does not have leadership, but Red Hulk does. So let's try to get that token off of either Hulk or Human Torch. We'll see who. Okay, well, he missed it, so I don't have to think. That's what I like about leadership. You got to roll it first before you start thinking. If only Outwit or Perplex or something like that. But then they wouldn't be as good. So that means that the only ones who can act are Red Hulk and Black Panther. Kind of narrows down our choices. It's fine. I mean, it's not really fine. Considering Red Hulk does not have some form of improved movement to ignore plasticity, in the very least get a bonus to breaking away. Black Panther, if Medusa didn't have stealth, would easily be able to draw a line of fire to her. So now it's kind of like, I don't want to waste this turn. I have to be very risky here. It's not really very risky. Very risky, because if I succeed, good things may happen. What I'm thinking about doing is breaking away, charge with Red Hulk. He needs to hit a 6 because Medusa has plasticity at 4 squares. It's either that or not do anything this turn. It doesn't make sense to do that. I would rather bank on hitting that 6 than not do anything and waste this turn. So here we go. He missed. And that's okay. It's not part of the plan. It is and it isn't. What else are you going to do about it, right? Like, this is the team I picked to go up against them, and now I'm seeing maybe it was not a great idea. But they have their bases covered pretty well. And, Medusa, Wizard, and Claw, was it? Yes, and Claw were 3 of the 4 members I was talking about earlier, in that I think they have 3 of the 4 key members that you may need to make a decent Frightful Four team. We'll have to see how Sandman does in close quarters here. For now, though, I guess I'll try to break away with Black Panther. He's just going to make a move. He's going to take a move action. And he fails. What I was hoping to do with him was get him over here to open up some lines of fire to Wizard, Claw, someone else, because Medusa's just being a nuisance. And we got conservative tactics, so those two can't take an action, can't take any non-free actions. So let's just pass the turn. Frightful Four, frontline firepower, which, again, doesn't matter since they're all similar point costs. Not just similar, identical at 75 points. So we got leadership. Let's roll that. And he got it. Nice. That means we're going to take the token off of Claw here. Which, I mean, he can't get an attack off. I wish he could take a token off himself. But, you know, I suppose once pushing power is a thing of the... pushing power, oh god. Once... Wait, where was he? Here, yes. Once pushing damage is a thing of the past. This is another character, the wizard here, who will get positively affected by it because he has a great top dial. He really does. That support power is just icing. On a very delicious cake. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just trying to come up with new ways to say things. Not new, but you know. New for the show. Because the show must go on. Speaking of going on. Yeah, so I mean, Sandman didn't have a token. Claw did. Easy choice. Take the token off Claw. It's terrible. It sucks that Claw here doesn't have any form of move and attack. So I think Medusa's kind of valuable to this team. You know, she's got telekinesis, so in future turns, it's something that she can work together with Claw to reposition him because he lacks that ability. So Wizard here can still use Perplex normally. And can't see anyone to use Outwit. So let's see. Can Sandman get into... start brawling here? Let's find out. He's got Charge. Improved movement hindering terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I perplex his speed, he'll be able to make it. Is it worth it though? Let's find out. He's got Quake and Smoke Cloud, but the Smoke Cloud, for me to even start reading his ability, it's 4 squares away. He's as far as he can reach. Then he can use Quake as though he occupied characters occupying or adjacent to his hindering markers. Regardless of adjacency. Yeah. Okay, Sandman. You're too far to use that. Oh, but no, he's got to use Smoke Cloud and then be able to make the attack. So that power is not good right now. Opposing characters modify damage -1. We're making a close attack that targets a friendly character with a Frightful Four keyword. Hey, that's great. That means that if he goes in there and dukes it out with Hulk and Black Panther, they'll get -1 damage when making a close attack that targets a friendly character with the Frightful Four keyword. So he won't take that much damage. So cool. This little strategy here for the Frightful Four is working out pretty well. Like a well-oiled machine. Or like a greasy burger. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then +1. Let's tie them both up. Oh, but you know what'll happen? Well, I guess at that point, it really won't matter. In that case, if that happens, Sandman then blocks the line of fire from Medusa and won't be able to use their plasticity against them. But that's okay, I think, because now they're in Sandman's captivity here. And yeah, they can break away and stuff, whatever. But again, it's either deal with him or break away from him, which are ideal, are not bad things to happen to the Frightful Four. Because breakaway is still chancy. You still got to roll for it. And if they want to attack Sandman, be my guest. That's why he's there. Take some damage. So they're falling right into my plan here. So he did use Charge. Let me see. What else does he have? Quake? Do I want to use Quake? No, because Hulk has Invincible. I think I'm just going to want to attack maybe Black Panther. He's got that outwit. He's got outwit his impervious. Yeah, let's take Black Panther out. He's got a 17 defense with toughness. Not take him out. He only does 3 damage. But it will knock him off his outwit. So let's chance it. And that hits. He only needed a 6. Rolled a 7. If Black Panther takes it, it'll put him on his second to last click, which is pretty good. He's got 10 attack with blades, combat reflexes, charge. If I prob it, he won't be able to attack the following turn. So I'm just going to take the damage with Black Panther. Like I said, he's not there to protect himself. He's there to protect the others. And, now that he's taken a hit and unlocked some pretty cool powers here, Sandman is kind of in danger. If he's able to hit that 6 on blades, 5, I'll take a 5 too. Or a 5 as well. And okay, so that was one action. Wizard used his Perplex. Claw here. I'm gonna move with him because otherwise I'll feel like I wasted that turn. And now that Black Panther has taken some damage, I want to try. I think I'm gonna try this out with the Frightful Four because they seem to be slightly in control here. Things could change the following turn now that the Fantastic Four may be able to act to the next turn normally and stuff. But I want to set up the Claw for some defense here and get him over to the other side of this wall, as he may have better lines of fire if he were to be on elevated terrain. Okay, so he can't make it, but we can get him closer, I guess. In the very least, try to see. Oh, but you know what? Black Panther has stealth, and that's a trait. Stealth and shape change if he occupies hindering terrain. How dare you, Sandman? You tried robbing Black Panther of a shape change roll. He failed it. Whatever. And I'm gonna do that because I forgot that the Claw has that trait where if he gets KO'd, I can roll a d6, and on a 4 to a 6, he deals 2 penetrating damage to all opposing characters within 4 squares. There's that 4 theme again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still want to keep him somewhat safe, so he can use that ranged combat expert. That was 7 squares, actually. He can still move up to 3, but do I need to? Yeah, let's not try to separate too much right now, since he won't be able to make it on elevated terrain. May as well just keep him there. Oh, the wizard here. I'm telling you, I just got these figures not too long ago, have not analyzed them, and I just found out friendly characters with a Frightful Four keyword within range and line of fire have protected outwit, which means he has protected outwit, as he will usually always have range line of fire to himself. And that's great. I don't think I would have I would have played the wizard differently regardless on the first turn. Like I mentioned, I still needed a high number to hit with no way to prob it I like tying them down with Medusa. I think that was a better strategy, and slowly make my way in there with Wizard, picking at their weak spots. Claw drawing some fire over there. Yeah, they're in good position. Let's move on to the Fantastic Four. Deployment roll. Again, 3 and a 1. Which, okay, I guess. I mean, now Hulk, Green Hulk, and Human Torch. And there goes my die. So we're going to roll for leadership with Red Hulk. That's a 1. Only Green Hulk and Human Torch can take non-free actions. Gonna try to see if I can sneak some free damage in with Human Torch. And I think I'm actually gonna use this opportunity to be aggressive with them. Because I feel like I think I need to make... I made the right choice in the beginning. Initially, going with my gut. And switching out the Fantastic Four team. That they are a better close quarters team. And even Human Torch, who would look like, you know, I want to keep him at a distance. And I am. He's still got to get in close to use that flame trail and get some free damage in while he's moving. Because I kind of don't want to waste attacks on Sandman, because I feel Red Hulk can probably take him on. That'll leave Human Torch, Black Panther free to kind of harass either Wizard or Claw. And I think Wizard may be the deadlier of the two, because he has move and attack. He has great support powers. If he carries Black Panther with him, he can move 10 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He doesn't have to move. He after resolutions, choose a character he moved through or adjacent to and deal it 1 penetrating damage. So he doesn't even have to get adjacent to him. On the same square, just as long as he's adjacent. 4, 5, 6, 7. And 8, 9, 10. And I would still have enough room to place Black Panther adjacent to Wizard, which is great. So now, I don't know, also again, because I have a variety of viewers. So sometimes I have to remember and talk about some things that, like, a player to me are already, I guess, from the years that I've been playing, just I remember to use these little tips and tricks. Some may call them, I guess, slightly more advanced strategy than the opening salvo of learning how to use the Heroclix powers in combination. Now also learning how to use positioning to your advantage. So here we have Human Torch, who, let's say, even if he didn't have that improved movement, ignores characters. The fact that he flies when he starts moving, of course, flight grants him the ability to move adjacent to, as long as he doesn't start adjacent to, but he can move adjacent to or over the same squares as other characters in outdoors terrain. And I forget about indoor terrain. It may be the same. I think so. Don't quote me on that. I don't have that pack with me nearby to quote that, but I'll check right now. Anyways, and Panther here, instead of being forced to be in combat with Sandman, does not have to break away from Sandman. He does not. Even though he's technically, quote unquote, being moved, he himself is not moving, so he does not have to break away from Sandman, because Human Torch is the one taking the move action. So that is definitely something you can do when you're playing this game and you see someone use it against you. It's one of those things that would occasionally pop up. And I'd get looks from other players wondering what I'm doing. Why am I not rolling for breakaway? Little technicalities like that I'm hoping you're picking up by watching me play. And I will try my best to try to remember all these little things and explain as much as I can in a game of Heroclix. Because there may be something in here that you don't know or you didn't know and now you do, and you can use that to your advantage. Right, so after resolutions, Human Torch here will deal 1 damage. It's 1 penetrating damage. That's the key word. Because he has toughness. So without that penetrating, would not have been able to do that. Because toughness would have just prevented that 1 damage. In the grand scheme of things, every little point of damage matters in a game of Heroclix. I think that's what makes this Human Torch slightly more valuable. Not only is he a great figure, 12 attack, 3 damage with range combat expert, running shot, 7 range, 2 targets. He is a bit hefty at 100 points, but I think that power that just lets him deal free penetrating damage, as long as, it's not really free, but he still has to move. But it's not a wasted move. It's a move with a benefit. Red Hulk is not able to attack Sandman, but Green Hulk is. Green Hulk has charge but does not have speed, and which is fine because, he was going to have to stop because of hindering terrain anyway. So let's do this. He's using charge. Now I know he does put himself in the crosshairs of Claw, but really, what other option do I have? He doesn't ignore blocking terrain. I guess I could punch a hole in the wall over here, but, once that terrain breaks, it's going to create hindering terrain, and he still can't move through it. He's doing the best he can. Let's just roll for an attack here. Oh, he's got shape change. I forgot about that. Hey, he misses. Okay, so Hulk's going to get his attack. 11 attack, 17 defense. That's a huge miss. Do I want to use a team prob with Red Hulk? Nah, Red Hulk is going to be free next turn, so he'll just make an attack next turn. We're going to play this nice and easy. Let's go back to the Frightful Four. 6 and a 2, unrestricted operations. Wizard is going to roll for leadership because remember, even if there we go, he got that 4. That's exactly why I wanted to roll it. Even though he does not have anyone to use leadership on, he can still roll for leadership. And now that he got a 4, I can use Perplex or Outwit twice. But Black Panther has Stealth, so I'm not able to see him. Let's do this. Let's get synergistic with the Frightful Four. Gonna use Medusa's telekinesis, which I know has to do with her hair somehow. Yes, hair toss. To pull the wizard out of adjacency of Black Panther. And yes, this is another way to get around having to break away. This is why I think telekinesis is such a great power. You may hear me rambling on about it whenever I have a character with telekinesis or talk about a character with telekinesis. I think it's just an amazing power. And you're seeing it in action right here. Doesn't have to roll to break away. Doesn't count against the wizard's tokens. Actions, And now he's still free to use that Outwit if I wanted to twice. Oh, you know what? I didn't even choose, did I? Yeah, I have to choose. Knowing that this is the telekinesis is automatic. I don't have to roll for breakaway, in other words, because I'm placing the character, not moving the character. I know that he's going to end up here. And let's see, if I choose Outwit twice, I could outwit his energy shield and hold the second Outwit and see what comes up and try to keep Human Torch at bay. And I guess kind of deal with Black Panther somehow. Well, you know what? No, I'll pull him here. No, but then I can't draw a line of fire to I need to see if I can draw a line of fire to Human Torch from there. I'm going to say yes, but I want to double check. In an effort to, again, of course, continuing to provide content for a wide range of audience, I want to take this with as many levels as I can of trying to help players of all levels out and see that's a perfect line of fire right there. There's no way that gets in the way. Now, you may not see it from that camera. It may look like it's going through Black Panther Square, but I guarantee you it's not. And what I'm using is this thing. I don't even know what it's called, honestly. It's a little string pulley thing. I know that's not the correct scientific name for it. But that's what I call it. And yeah, lay it down center square. Match it to the other square that you want to draw a line of fire to as per the rules. Black Panther's square does not get in the way of that line of fire. So he is free to use Outwit from here. Now, I'm gonna talk about why I'm here and not here. This way, Medusa can see Black Panther on his turn. Meaning that Black Panther is now adjacent to Medusa. And if he wants to break away, use his breakaway charge blades, he needs to break away and roll a 6 because of Medusa. See what I'm saying? I think this Frightful Four team had something going here for them. So let's do that. Outwit Human Torch's energy shield. After having used Medusa's telekinesis, here we go. 6 is a miss because he's got a 17. Oh, he's got Perplex. Yes, Perplex the attack, of course. So here we go, Perplexing. So he outwits Energy Shield on Human Torch. And Wizard here will perplex his attack up as well. He needs a 6. And he fails. It's going to be a slow grind here, folks. Slow grind. Do I want to push Claw? No. What about Sandman over there? I mean, eventually he's going to get pummeled by both Hulks, right? There's no way he can take on both Hulks. So it's possible he may take a hit, which may be fine because I think I saw a Pulse Wave on him. So if he gets that far down his dial, he can use Pulse Wave. I'm totally okay with that. So there's no reason to hit the panic button yet. Claw, hold off on your attack. We got to save that precious clicks of damage that he will take. Sandman and Claw being 2 characters, of course, and Wizard being 3 characters. Actually, everyone would stand to benefit from the no pushing damage rule on the Frightful Four here. So, as would this Human Torch, actually. A lot, since he does not have Indomitable. Anyways, rolling for the Fantastic Four. Wow. They just cannot catch a break on their deployment rolls. So they can only take free actions. And they also trigger the game event where they revive a character from the opposing team, but since there are no KO'd characters on the opposing team, that gets ignored then. But still, I mean, they're not able to take any non-free actions. Well, you know, I got leadership over here. I mean, isn't that like the third one he's rolled? Since they lost Outwit, they've got no other non-free actions. They've got no other free actions they can take. No sidestep, nothing. Poison over here, but Sandman's got Invincible. Okay, I guess we're moving on then. Frightful Four, 2 and a 1, aggressive tactics. Now this does force everyone with a token to take an action if possible. Which it will be because they can actually take 4 actions thanks to Wizard's leadership, which by the way, oh, he got it. Nice. Still, wait, should I have rolled for leadership? Oh man, I just realized that. Well, that's okay. I didn't really want to push Medusa. I didn't really want to push Wizard either, but I'm gonna have to now. Because that's a deployment roll. Them's the rules. Only characters with action tokens can take actions. And, now let's try to outwit it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to use the second outwit last time, which I guess didn't matter because Human Torch was not able to do anything anyway. I got lucky with that one. Don't forget about that. That's a great power. Outwit his energy shield yet again, and he'll perplex his attack yet again. Here we go. Take 2. That's another miss. So I guess we're just going to play a game of characters who deal themselves the pushing damage first. I don't know. He'll sidestep back here now that he has sidestep. Is that telekinesis? It is telekinesis. Okay. Well, they can't take action, so back to the Fantastic Four. 4 and a 2. There's that frontline finesse. We got to start with Black Panther, the small fry here. Which, I mean, I don't want to use. I only got 3 actions. So I'm going to use the other people that can actually probably do some damage. So let's start here. Let's try to get rid of Sandman. Red Hulk. Gotta make the first attack. Sandman doesn't get his shape change. Hulk needs a 6. Actually, he needs a 5. He has that circle of 4. And he missed. Green Hulk. Gonna target Sandman, who now gets his shape change. Human Torch will destroy this object because that's getting on my nerves. It's being very annoying. Now Medusa is forced to take action or be a sitting duck for the Human Torch, which is fine by me. Deployment roll for the Frightful Four, 6 and a 5. They're gonna get some revenge here. Let's start with Sandman. Let's attack Red Hulk. He's got 11 attack. Three damage. Not great. But it's something. Here we go. And that's a hit. This is going to be a slow grind. Okay. Medusa. Well, you know, I was thinking about using her as a tie-up piece, but Human Torch there ignores characters on movement, so he's just going to break away regardless. Medusa is not a good matchup against Human Torch here. But I mean, if I keep him tied up, or if no, that won't keep him tied up anyway. What am I thinking? Man, not a good spot to be in. So I am going to put a Medusa adjacent. She can make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. That way, this is going to force Human Torch and Black Panther to deal with her. Human Torch can just break away, but hey, that's fine. I'll force him to do a pushing damage. And sidestep over here with Wizard. Oh, I still got Claw over there. Range Combat Expert on Hulk. He's going to increase attack and damage up by 1 each. And that's a hit. He only needed a 7. So I don't think it's worth... well, let me see where he's going to end up. Is it worth using a Theme Team prob? He's got regen. These guys aren't dealing that much damage. So they kind of have to be careful with that if they want to keep dealing damage to Hulk. And that they may unlock regeneration and have to deal all that damage back to him again. Back to the Fantastic Four. Frontline firepower, which means Human Torch has to take the first action if they're going to take one. Red Hulk is going to roll for leadership. Fails yet again. So you see, what I'm talking about with Human Torch now having to deal with Medusa is that she has Close Combat Expert. So if I don't take action this turn with Human Torch, I am going to get punished, more than likely, by Medusa. Luckily for him, Human Torch ignores characters on movement. So I will use Running Shot with Human Torch. 1, 2, 3. This way he can draw line of fire to both Medusa and Wizard. And he rolls a critical miss, of course. That makes total sense. Theme Team prob. Well, that hits Medusa. Misses the Wizard. Not the Wizard, but Wizard. And so Medusa will take... I don't think that's worth probbing. She'll take the 3 damage. Where will she end up? Let's find out. She'll end up with Quake and Super Senses. Oh, they have... she has Shape Change too. I forget that she gives Frightful Four keyword members Shape Change. But she has it herself, and that fails. Opposing characters modified damage -1 when making a close attack that targets a friendly character. Okay, so that doesn't help Sandman. Go away, you. Oh, she does have Energy Shield, actually. So that means that he missed her too. as he needed an 8 instead of a 6. And he rolled a 7. And then he takes a pushing damage. So you see, Medusa still... It's a small victory, but a victory nonetheless. Now, though, she does take 1 damage because Human Torch can still activate that trait or trigger that trait, the Flame Trail. And so, you know, he's done the only damage against the Frightful Four. It just goes to show you how valuable this Human Torch can be. And yes, okay, you know, I don't necessarily have the best Fantastic Four team still making its way through the Gauntlet. And this is a substitute for a team that I feel was doing kind of poorly. But it's also giving me insight on the Frightful Four on how well these some of these figures work together. So here we go. Let's make an attack with Green Hulk. He's got 10 attack. Sandman's got shape change, and he gets it. I'm going to clear Black Panther. I know I could be a little... wait, he did use a theme team, right? Yes, he did. I cannot clear him this turn. The question is now, should I take an action with him? And you know, Black Panther, he needs a 9 against Medusa. And Medusa has shape change, so I don't think it's worth the push. We'll leave poor Black Panther there as theme team fodder for now. Although, you know, if I don't get a token off of him, or I mean, if I don't use him this turn, he still keeps the action token. And in the following turn, he can clear. He'll still have an action token. Not a good spot to be in. Yeah, let's go back to the Frightful Four. 2 and a 1. Aggressive tactics. Wizard cannot take any actions since he doesn't have any tokens. Well, he can take free actions, so he can still use his sidestep. He just can't attack. So let's start with Medusa. Since they have to attack, I can't help it. Normally I don't know if I would, but since they're being forced to because of the solo rules, let's make this happen right here. Close combat expert Medusa. She'll put it into attack, 12 attack against Black Panther's 19 defense. Black Panther also has shape change as long as he's in hindering terrain, and he gets it. Medusa here does not have a choice. And now, Sandman over here is going to make an attack on Green Hulk. Let's try to tag team Green Hulk out of Oblivion here. Into Oblivion. That's a hit. He takes 2. He takes a pushing damage. And finally, Claw. Hulk is on his 5th click. He's got toughness, so if I hit him for 3, he'll take 2. Let's do 1 and 1. 1 attack, 1 damage. Let's hope that's enough. And it just might be. That's just enough to do him in. Concerted effort from the Frightful Four. So I think this has been the most productive turn this whole game, damage-wise. Oh. This is why live stream is incoming.
one of these Gauntlet matches will get the privilege of being live streamed. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Depending on the amount of viewers I can get to log on, the more viewers I get to log on, the more prizes will be given away, and of course the better the prizes get. Fantastic Four. Frontline Finesse. Black Panther. Well, you know, makes my decision easier. Medusa doesn't have the token. Oh, you know what? I was going to move Wizard with his free sidestep there. Okay. Hulk. The red one. The one that's still in the game. Is going to make attack on Sandman. He is getting +1 attack and damage because of the Circle of 4. And he has an anger token, so when he makes an attack, modified damage +1, and I have to remove that anger token. So let's do this. Sandman has shape change. Doesn't get it. Here comes the attack. Gonna have to reroll because of a cocked die. Oh, not gonna have to reroll again. Come on, Hulk. Get your head in the game. Hey, okay. Both dice on the table. That's enough to hit. Unfortunately, Sandman had to push off that impervious click. And 5, 6 with the anger token, so he's going to take 4 damage. And I was hoping it would keep him impervious, but what are you going to do? Oh, you know, he should have healed, which he would have dealt the same damage. I forgot the Hulk was KO'd. This triggers that Fantastic Four. Ooh. Hello. Black Panther now has sidestep without wit. Going to use that outwit on Medusa's plasticity. And then pass the turnover. Frightful Four, unrestricted operations. Everyone but Wizard has a token. Wizard doesn't have leadership anymore. And Wizard, get back out there, man. Yeah, I mean, he's the only one who can take an action this turn. Oh, you know what? I'm still trying to get used to the new Doom team ability, and I should have attacked the other way around. I should have set up the attack with Claw, gotten the knockout with Sandman, because then he could have healed himself 1, or Medusa, or Wizard. Bear with me, folks. It's the first time I've played this team ability under the new rules. New team ability rules. I think before they used to be wild cards, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, maybe that's something that you can use in your games. You can set up attacks, you know, in case you missed it or don't know what I'm talking about. I should have set up the finishing blow for Sandman. In other words, done the attack first with Claw against Green Hulk, to leave him more bruised and damaged. For Sandman, here to knock him out and be able to try to trigger that Doom team ability and try to heal 1, or someone, a friendly, using that team ability to heal 1. Wizard here is going to use Range Combat Expert. The only one he can see and target is Human Torch. I'm going to put it into attack because Human Torch is getting +2 defense thanks to Energy Shield, and he gets it. Human Torch. I mean, a Wizard only needs a 6 to hit. I don't think it's worth using a prob on that because it's very probable. No one else can take an action since they have 2 action tokens and don't have any other free actions. Oh, you know, also, Sandman should have taken 1 less damage because of that trait. That's an easy fix right there. The Dune Sandstorm. Yes. That's one of the drawbacks to, playing new teams. Not doing something like I do with the Gauntlet, and that's how the whole Gauntlet process started, is that over the years I started realizing that every time I made a new team, I struggled with them until, of course, I started remembering all the ins and outs of that team. And I'm sure I'll cover it in a future episode of Clicks Tactics and talk about how it's better to use a decent, mediocre, maybe not mediocre, but decent team against, if you're playing a decent team and you know it in and out, you can handle playing some of the best teams against players who don't really know how to play them. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, there is going to be a specific episode for that particular tactic. So that's 1. Let's go back to the Fantastic Four. Gonna roll for their deployment roll. 5 and a 2. Frontline firepower. Human Torch has to start things off, which is great because he has running shot pulse wave. Black Panther is going to outwit Medusa's plasticity. Well, you know what? No, never mind. Human Torch ignores that. And Wizard does not have a line of fire to Medusa, so she cannot get protected outwit from him. But I changed my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to use running shot pulse wave instead. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to get the Hulk though, but I think I will. I think I'm gonna have to. Nope. Here we go. This is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is how important positioning is in this game. In that here, he does not have line of fire to Hulk. Blocking terrain right here. But he has line of fire to everyone else. And, an overeager player may make the mistake of, I don't care, I'm going to put him here and I'll deal my Hulk 1 damage. But you've seen the way this game is going. Every bit of damage is making a difference here. And let's roll it. That's a hit. They're all within range, so they can't use any powers or abilities. And they're going to take 1. I'm going to click Wizard again because he did get... let me see. He was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. He was here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. So he did move adjacent to the Wizard. And after resolutions, he's going to be the one that gets chosen to take that 1 damage. Because of that trait he has. Let's see. Claw has barrier and vulnerability, which he cannot use. And a super barrier too. I don't think it's would have come in handy anyway. Energy shield cannot be used. And Sandman here takes 1 damage as well. And hey, hold on. I rolled doubles. So Wizard takes a knockback damage as well. Not a bad attack there, Human Torch. Up next in the chain is Hulk. But do I want to use the Hulk? I think I may, because Sandman has Pulse Wave. And I'd rather him take 1 pushing damage than 2 Pulse Wave damage. So let's do something about that. 11 attack, 17 defense. Let's see, Medusa. Friendly characters with a frightful keyword can use shape change. Yeah, why not? He missed it. And let's do Get Out back here. Sandman, Red Hulk, and another double 5. Sandman just being knocked around all over the place. Oh, he was on his last click too. And finally, Black Panther here is going to outwit Medusa's super senses. She doesn't have protected outwit. Wizard cannot draw line of fire to her. She can still use shape change. So here we go. Oh, and she got it. Maybe I should... No, you know what? Yeah, I made the right call. I was thinking maybe I should have outwitted that shape change, but he has precision strike, which would have brought her super senses rolled down to a 6 instead of a 5 or 6. So I played the odds in my favor and I still lost. That happens. That happens. He does have sidestep, which I guess doesn't matter because Medusa has giant reach 4. But he does have stealth. So yeah, let's try to sidestep. And it doesn't work. Okay. Alright, back to the Frightful Four. So now it looks like the Fantastic Four may have a shot at winning this game. It wasn't looking too good for them, but that Pulse Wave kind of helped turn things around. Red Hulk knocking out Sandman. Dealing, that much damage the previous turn as well helped. And so it's conservative. No, I'm sorry. Frontline finesse, but they're all at 75 points. So let's get going here. Medusa is going to make a close attack on Black Panther. Or do I? Yeah. She needs an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she's out of reach from Human Torch, so I don't want to waste her attack and not do anything. That's another double 5. What's going on here? The universe is playing games on me while I'm playing games in the universe. So joke's on the universe. That's 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Is he worth using a Theme Team Prob on? Yeah, he's gonna get KO'd anyway. May as well try it. They're down to 1. Frightful Four have not used 1. And what do you know? It worked. Combat reflexes save the day. Claw is going to use running shot, pulse wave. 1, 2, 3. The only one he can draw line of fire to is Human Torch. Wizard luckily is behind blocking terrain. Making the attack. And he hits. Human Torch cannot use Theme Team Prob on that. And he's going to take 2. And I think I'm going to have to push Wizard here because I just saw that Human Torch landed on a stop click. Has Energy Shield Deflection. Has Running Shot, Pulse Wave. Well, what is he going to do? Is he going to push himself to use a Pulse Wave? He may. He just may. And if I do manage to knock him out with Wizard, maybe able to trigger that Doom Team ability to heal someone, but I don't know. He has Energy Shield. Wizard here, lost Sidestep, so he can't get in to do a close attack. He has Perplex, but 9 attack. Even if he perplexes to 10, he'll still need a 9 to hit. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to roll with the punches on this one and just perplex Human Torch's attack down for the turn, I guess. I don't think it's worth pushing Wizard on such a poor attack, and that'll knock him out because it looks like he's on his last click. Back to the Fantastic Four. 2-1. Aggressive tactics. So everyone with an action token that can take an action has to take an action. That means Human Torch here. Remember that he has an 10 attack. Wait, no, I'm going to leave him there. He can still draw lines of fire to both of them. And let's make the attack roll. And you know, with Pulse Wave, he gets that attack back, right? So he still has 11 attack. Yeah. FYI, again, based on your skill level, in case you didn't know, you can. That's a way to kind of get around perplexes with Pulse Wave. He's within the Pulse Wave radius, I guess, area of effect, line of fire. And so I use my printed attack values. No. Because they can't use powers or abilities during the action. Perplex, of course, being a power, it can't be used during Pulse Wave. Here we go. And that'll knock him out. That'll deal 1 to each. Human Torch here, unfortunately, has to take pushing damage. And fortunately, that does allow these two to heal. And see, now Black Panther has suddenly become valuable because he can still use the Fantastic Four team ability to heal Red Hulk if he needs to sacrifice himself for the greater good and allow the Fantastic Four to win. So these two have to clear. Now that he got Outwit again, he is going to outwit Medusa's charge. Make her stay in close combat with me. Keep the Hulk away from her. So Hulk can move freely, hopefully. Let's go back to the Frightful Four. 4 and a 2. I mean, I don't want to push either Claw or Medusa. Things are not panning out too well for the Frightful Four here. Let's go back to the Fantastic Four. 5 and a 4. Frontline firepower. Let's move the Red Hulk. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't use charge because hindering terrain would prevent him from taking the full speed. From moving the full speed, I mean. And so he'll still move there because he still has poison. So he could still get through the Claw super senses. Not totally useless against ranged characters with no defense reduction. And Black Panther will outwit Medusa's super senses. Let's roll for shape change. She doesn't get it. Black Panther has Precision Strike. He doesn't get the attack. Frightful Four. Deployment roll makes no difference here for them. Claw is going to use Pulse Wave yet again. Missed. Needs an 8. Medusa needs an 8 as well. And hits. Oh. They're going to use a Theme Team prob on this because that will knock him out. And so, here we go. And that was the last prob, and she still got the hit. So, Fantastic Four, down to one member. In danger now of being routed. Three and a 2. That's game over for the Fantastic Four.
So that was the stunning conclusion of the Gauntlet match. Not so much the entire Gauntlet, but just the match itself. Seeing the Frightful Four in action compared to the other Frightful Four team that we saw in the previous episode, this one seemed a lot more well-oiled, like a well-oiled machine. I think I kept saying that during the match. And it's kind of what we want to look for when we build a team, that they kind of complement each other. You know, not one character was like the tent pole, the centerpiece. Or if we look at the Fantastic Four team, like the Silver Surfer team, I feel like if Silver Surfer, of course, goes down too early, it's very hard for the rest of the team to kind of recover from that. And you saw on this team, pieces were being taken out left and right on both sides. And both sides still managed to put up a fight. Like the Fantastic Four got that Hulk knocked out first, but the remaining 3 were still able to put up a fight against the Frightful Four, able to get him down to 2 members. And so there was definitely some potential in the Fantastic Four team. And I think I may have to make some sort of combination with some of the pieces here and some of the pieces on the other team. Make a new Fantastic Four team with Invisible Woman. I think Invisible Woman is crucial to part of the strategy to either team. Her trait is trait's just too good to pass up. And as you saw, if the situation were to arise where her trait may not come in handy that particular matchup, I can still build an alternate Fantastic Four team to swap them out and make up for some of the weaknesses that they have against a team like this one. I think, they still need some tweaking. It doesn't mean just because they keep losing doesn't mean that they're eliminated from the Gauntlet. This is actually good that it's happening because it shows you, that unfortunately, this process is not perfect, and it's why I continue to play these games, because I will not know how the potential of these teams. I won't know unless I actually start using them and seeing what they're capable of doing, seeing what pieces work together, what pieces may be able to complement some of the weaknesses from team compositions. And round 2 is usually the longest because of that. Round 1, I usually get a pretty clear view of which characters are good, which characters I can work with. Round 2 is the one where I have to find the pieces and actually mix and match to make solid combinations to have at least 4 teams make it to the finals. And as you see, I think this is going to be the first team in round 2 to actually get changes made to the team composition. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you're interested what it's going to end up looking like, stay tuned. Like I mentioned, I keep mentioning that these Gauntlet episodes don't take me long to record and produce. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll have a brand new Frightful Four team ready for you as well on the next Gauntlet. As always, thank you so much for watching.